edition of NXT. And in tonight's main event, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly will team up to square off with Mustache Mountains, Tyler Bate, and Trent Seven. With Adam Cole at ringside, what do we expect from this epic tag team confrontation? And for the first time since his arrival to NXT, we'll hear from the mercurial Aleister Black. What will the Dutch Destroyer have to say as he finally speaks live to the NXT universe?
Johnny Wrestling making his way down to ringside. Defeated Riddick Moss last week, but some say his mind was elsewhere.
You know what? I kind of agree with you. You saw it throughout the course of the match. It looked like he was kind of fading out in and out. But long story short, he was able to shake it off and become victorious in that match against Moss.
Sabatelli and Moss kind of made fun of him. So now this match is going to happen. He's going to face Moss's tag team partner, Tino Sabatelli. See if he does any better against him.
I think it'll be a 2-for-1 deal with Johnny tonight.
And in the post, accompanied to the ring by his partner, Riddick Moss, from Boca Raton, Florida, weighing 240 pounds, Tino Sabatelli.
You know Tino showed up in the white Maserati today. $85,000 car. Come on, man. Really?
The physically impressive looking Tino Sabatelli gets set to square off with Johnny Wrestling.
Riddick, tonight you came up short against Johnny Gargano.
Short?
Ready.
The only thing short is Johnny.
Hey. That was a fluke, all right? Lightning does not strike twice. He might have beat Riddick Mo, but he's not going to beat Tino Sabatelli. So you know what? Next week, issue a challenge to Johnny right now. Let's see if he accepts it.
He ain't gonna get lucky again.
Well, Moss came very close to defeating Johnny Gargano.
If they're smart, they'll have watched that tape and look for an advantage.
The bell goes, and Gargano going up against Sabatelli and Nigel early on. What are the keys to victory here for Johnny Wrestling against a guy again who's bigger and stronger?
Well, Percy mentioned already that experience advantage. That's really going to be the biggest factor here. I think Sabatelli's going to make a mistake. Johnny Gargano's going to capitalize.
Sabatelli telling Gargano that he got lucky.
What is in Johnny Gargano's head?
What's Sabatelli doing? He's poking the bear.
Yeah.
Oh! Wow!
Oh, man.
Great drop kick by Sabatelli. Nice vertical leap.
Can't take away from the second round draft pick the athleticism of Tino Sabatelli.
Oh,
my
wow!
goodness.
Gargano goes hard into the turnbuckles, courtesy of Sabatelli. Sidewalk slam, the lateral press, hooks a leg, and Sabatelli looking for a quick win over Johnny Gargano.
What an upset that would be. I don't know if I've ever seen Johnny Gargano like this.
Well, his world was turned upside down, and now trying to find some modicum of success, now on his own, now re-embracing Johnny Wrestling, the roots, what got him to the dance, and he is in tough tonight against Tino Sabatelli.
We've seen Johnny Gargano in tough spots before, in bad position, but one thing about him, he always finds a way to overcome.
Gonna fight his way out now.
Arm drag by Gargano. Avoids Sabatelli, who goes shoulder first into the top turnbuckle. Oh, the southpaw Gargano unleashing that left and another left cross.
Now Gargano's starting to pull it together.
Arm wringer ducks underneath the clothesline. Enziguri by Gargano, but Sabatelli will finally drops down to his knees, but already back up to his feet.
Look at him.
NXT Universe fueling Johnny Wrestling.
Johnny's in the best shape of his life.
Gargano blocked the right hand, uncorked the right hand of his own.
No.
Slingshot. Whoa! Right into
Wow.
the power slam by Sabatelli, but instead of going for the cover,
Show of inexperience, Morrow.
Exactly.
mistake made by Sabatelli. Motion's getting the best of him.
Keep in mind, Sabatelli is favoring that right shoulder. Let's see if that becomes a factor within the course of this match.
I think in the last match, Riddick Moss showed the cracks in the mind of Johnny Gargano, and now Tino Sabatelli making use of it.
He's allowing Johnny Gargano to... Oh, so much for the weak link. A super kick by Gargano. And goes right into the Gargano escape.
There it is.
Sabatelli may be forced to eat his words.
Look at the way Gargano,
And
yes!
the tap. And Gargano defeats Tino Sabatelli.
Winner by submission, Johnny Gargano.
Gargano's back. The opponent couldn't get away this time.
It
Yes,
may
sir.
never be easy for Johnny Gargano, but man, his resilience and just his intestinal fortitude, his determination, willed him to victory here against Tino Sabatelli.
A big win again for Johnny Gargano, but I think there's something wrong between his ears.
So this was the singer out of Quiet Riot, and I dragged him over the top and I said, I'll knock that stupid wig off your head. Oh, come in, son, come in.
Mr. Regal,
How
how
are
are
you,
you?
Roddy? Nice to
Good
see
to
you.
see you. Listen, I told Drew McIntyre that I was going to beat Bobby Roode,
Yeah.
and then he was going to be next. I feel like I've done enough for a title opportunity. So with all due respect, I want a match with Drew McIntyre.
Roddy, you're correct. You've done everything that's been asked of you. So in 2 weeks, you will face Drew McIntyre for the NXT Championship on this show.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
William Regal has granted Roderick Strong a huge NXT Championship opportunity against Drew McIntyre in 2 weeks. But later tonight, the gargantuan Lars Sullivan will be looking to continue his path of destruction as he takes on a very determined No Way Jose.
But coming up, 2 standouts from the inaugural Mae Young Classic will do battle as Lacey Evans goes one-on-one with Bianca Belair. With the future of the NXT Women's Championship looming, the entire women's division is looking to impress as we get closer to TakeOver Houston and the crowning of a new NXT Women's Champion. It's Evans versus Belair, and it's next.
This could be catastrophic. Here we go. The monster among men. The beast. These 2 behemoths are gonna lock horns. Brock Lesnar. Braun Strowman.
Welcome back. It was 2 weeks ago that the undefeated Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, made her farewell appearance on NXT to address the world regarding her future and that of the NXT Women's Championship.
I'm here to announce that Asuka and I have started negotiations with both general managers from Raw and SmackDown Live. But that's a bittersweet moment because Asuka will be stepping down as NXT Women's Champion. And now the rest of the world will know what we already know, and that is...
Since that shocking announcement, the entire NXT Women's Division have laid claim to the vacant championship, stating their cases for why they should be granted the opportunity to hold that prestigious title. Earlier today, we caught up with Sonya Deville, who gave her thoughts on Asuka and the future of the NXT Women's Championship.
Did you ever think to yourself, did you ever wonder why Asuka and Sonya Deville have never been inside the same ring? Because Asuka knew. Asuka knew that if she stepped inside the ring with me, I'd have that championship around my waist. There would be no undefeated streak. But now that Asuka's gone, that championship is as good as mine. And if anyone's got a problem with that, you can put your hair up and square up.
Well, Sonya Deville looks more focused than I've ever seen her before, as she sets her sights on the NXT Women's Championship.
The following contest is a women's division match scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Parris Island, South Carolina, Lacey Evans.
Former U.S. Marine and member of the Marine Corps SWAT team, also a participant in the inaugural Mae Young Classic. Lacey Evans is set for singles action.
Hey, careful how you say that, Moro. She checked me one time after a match. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
She was a breacher, is that correct, Percy?
100%, yep.
What is a breacher?
That's when they come and kick your door in.
Ah.
Man, can you imagine her kicking your door in?
Well, she would love to kick the door open to an opportunity to become the NXT Women's Champion, with the legendary Asuka vacating the title.
And her opponent from Knoxville, Tennessee, Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair with an impressive athletic pedigree, track and field star at the University of Tennessee, was named to the SEC's academic honor roll 2 years in a row. Also involved in CrossFit and a power lifter and another participant in the Mae Young Classic. Her ceiling of potential is very high, Nigel.
Yeah, as I said, I was there for the Mae Young Classic, saw it live and was so impressed. The depth of talent on display.
Now, this is one you need to keep an eye on. She is extremely impressive, agile, athletic, powerful, unreal.
Belair versus Evans, NXT Women's Division action. And again, you talk about the seismic shift here in the NXT landscape. The arrival of Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish. But for the NXT women, a new era as the legendary, the most dominant champion in NXT history, Asuka, vacated the title. And Belair. Chop and one from Evans, and wasting no time and going at it. Go behind. Waistlock takedown by Belair.
Great grappling ability there.
Shoulder tackle by Bianca Belair.
Strength as well. Evans is going to have to change a game plan.
I'm telling you.
There's that athleticism on display. Well-placed boot, leg sweep by. Evans only gets a 1 count.
Just a 1 count, not enough. See if we get a clean break here. Nope.
Oh, man.
Belair is tenacious.
She's mean.
Really has taken his sports entertainment well.
Belair trying to send Evans for the ride. She ducks the clothesline.
Sarah.
Belair. Double chicken wing.
Nowhere to go but down.
And following the elevated double chicken wing, face first went Evans, and that results in a 2 count for Belair. And Evans trying to regroup, but Belair not giving her an opportunity. Driving the boot into the spine.
Surfboard with the top rope for extra leverage.
EST is having a little fun out there. Whoa.
Oh, but Evans blocks that right hand, delivers a right hand of her own. Another leg sweep by Lacey Evans. Slingshot elbow drop by Evans, who floats over, gets the cover, and Belair kicks out at 2. Oh.
Whoa.
Wow.
Suplex by Belair. Lateral press. And Evans able to slip out again at the count of 2.
Looked like Evans was trying to take Belair off her feet. But Belair was too strong, kept hold, and suplexed her over anyway.
Come on, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Hey, come on, listen up, Bianca.
Now just kicking the bejesus out of Evans in the corner. Really has been on a tear since this match has started, pushing that advantage.
Yeah, Belair really with the uptick in offense, pushing the pace, but Evans with that Shote palm strike.
Different.
Oh! And a crushing clothesline, and now Evans coming back with a fury. And
whoa!
Right into the Bronco Buster.
Has the advantage now, gotta push it.
Swinging neckbreaker by Lacey Evans. Can she capitalize? Right into the lateral press. Hooks a leg. And Belair able to escape in the nick of time.
A 2 9/10 count.
Frustration beginning to set in for Lacey Evans, who would love to defeat Bianca Belair. Belair, though.
Certainly not gonna help her cause, is it? And once Belair has the advantage, listen to this.
Whip! Belair using her hair to her distinct advantage.
Wow, and you gotta say, that is legal.
That was my next question.
Oh! Nice. Face first goes Evans. Reverse power bomb, and Belair gets the dupe.
Your winner, Bianca Belair.
What an impressive victory for Belair. Give Lacey Evans a due. She fought valiantly, but Belair just too strong. Listen to this. And the scream of agony. The match would continue there, up for the powerbomb, but kept the momentum going into the face plant, and that was enough to get the victory against Evans.
Bianca Belair, the EST of NXT, the fastest, the strongest, the baddest.
She is young, she is determined, and I guarantee you there are big things in the future for Belair.
No doubt the future is bright for Bianca Belair, and the future may be even brighter for the competitors in tonight's tag team main event. After a shocking attack on Wolfgang last week by Cole, Fish, and O'Reilly, Tyler Bate and Trent Seven are looking for a measure of vengeance on behalf of their fellow UK brethren.
But when we return, the bellicose brawler himself will speak live to the NXT universe for the very first time. Aleister Black arrives at Full Sail to finally address the masses. Next.
I wanted to set the record straight. This was a new vision. It's not just a concept, it's a lifestyle.
Go beyond extreme and join the unrivaled Paul Heyman for a unique look at ECW.
We just came out of the box.
Featuring Tommy Dreamer, the Dudley Boys, and Taz.
It wasn't all rainbows and butterflies in that locker room, bro. There's two kinds of people in the wrestling business. Those who are jealous that they weren't in ECW, and those who are really effing jealous.
The authentic, untold story of ECW. Watch anytime on demand. Only on WWE Network.
Welcome back to Full Sail University, and tonight, NXT is brought to you by Mountain Dew and Little Caesars. Make it a 3-count combo today by adding a Mountain Dew and a crazy combo to any pizza. Do the do.
everyone, there is darkness and light, and somewhere in between lies Aleister Black. This man is dangerous, but today we get to hear him speak.
And finally, the NXT Universe will hear from the mysterious, the mercurial, the malevolent Aleister Black. Fresh off a signature victory over Hideo Itami at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. What a hard-hitting affair that proved to be, delivering as advertised.
"15 years ago, I started a journey. 15 years ago, I started a journey that led me here to NXT. In those 15 years, I traveled the world and I saw a lot of things and I experienced a lot. I put all those experiences on my skin in the form of these scars, simply because I wanted to forget and I didn't want it to be remembered. From the heart on my throat to the devil on my back. But my journey in NXT is far from done, and I know now what I need to do. Because the next step...
Wait a second.
Polar opposite of Aleister Black, the Velveteen Dream on the scene.
Everything that fades to black must come into the light. In NXT Universe, here we have Aleister Black. The man who for 15 long years walked through darkness only to be blinded by the light that is your Velveteen Dream. And with all this blinding light surrounding the dream, I still don't see it. I don't see any of it. I mean, Aleister, where are your scars? Aleister, the dream doesn't see scars. What I see is a man who's hurt. I see a man who's in pain. And if I couldn't tell by looking you in your eyes, Aleister, I can definitely tell because it's scribbled on your skin like lies. But that's not your biggest problem. Aleister, your biggest problem is not feeling. Your biggest problem is fear. You look afraid to me. You seem afraid to show emotion, but most importantly, you're afraid of the light. And no matter what you tell anyone, Alistair, I know that you have a heart. It's just in the wrong place.
Wow. Alistair Black poised with absolute devastating precision of that Black Mass spinning heel kick. I dare say he could have knocked out the Velveteen Dream, but instead he knocked the microphone out of his hand.
Mauro, you said it best. These two competitors couldn't be any more different. Look, I don't know what the result of the experience will be, but I can't wait to see.
What a moment! An ominous prospect for Velveteen Dream. This rivalry is just beginning.
And speaking of rivalries, it was last month that the issues between No Way Jose and Lars Sullivan kicked into high gear as Jose's Brooklyn Fiesta was rudely interrupted by an enraged Sullivan before their scheduled match could even begin. A great man once said that a friend in need is a pest, but No Way Jose could have used a friend that night as the monstrous Lars Sullivan left Jose laying in a shocking display of force at the Barclays Center. And 2 weeks ago, the unhinged attacks of Sullivan would continue following a 3-on-1 handicap match. After gaining a decisive victory, Sullivan would not stop his assault, leading No Way Jose to arrive on the scene, looking for justice and to issue a challenge man-to-man.
Let's see how tough you are when my back isn't turned and I'm looking you dead in your eyes.
No Way Jose took the fight right to Sullivan, but unfortunately for him, the unbelievable power of this behemoth would prove to be too much. After another display of aggression, Sullivan would again send a message to Jose and the entire NXT universe that taking him down is much easier said than done.
But to his credit, No Way Jose isn't looking to weasel out of this fight, because coming up, Jose brings the Fiesta back to Full Sail, finally getting his one-on-one match against Lars Sullivan. You do not want to miss this one. Next on NXT.
Connor's Cure raises money and awareness to help fight pediatric cancer.
With the V Foundation, we're going to be spreading the funding for research to all the top scientists throughout the country.
The WWE has said we don't want another child to suffer.
We made a commitment to help as many kids and their families as we possibly can in this fight against pediatric cancer.
Together, we can all kick cancer's butt.
Welcome back to NXT. September is Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month, and we are so proud to continue our support of Connor's Cure and raise money to fund pediatric cancer research. All month long, WWE superstars will be wearing pieces from the new Connor's Cure collection on WWEshop.com, including an exclusive line of shirts and sweatshirts, pins, and of course, the item that started it all, the Connor's Cure bracelet. Support tomorrow's superstars. Purchase your Connor's Cure merchandise today at WWEshop.com.
My name is Dakota Kai,
And I may be new here to NXT, but for everyone that watched the Mae Young Classic, they know that I'm not one to be taken lightly. They know I know how to handle myself in the ring. I'm the captain of Team Kick. And look, I don't know what the future of the NXT Women's Championship is, but I do know I'm not afraid to kick heads in order to make that championship mine.
Every member of the NXT Women's Division is focused on the NXT Women's Championship, and Dakota Kai is no exception.
Take off his headset. How about this conga line? How about that? You down, Nigel?
He is suave, he is charismatic, he is the Dominican dancing machine, No Way Jose, but someone who's not a fan of his dancing, Nigel, is Lars Sullivan.
Absolutely not. But Jose is determined to gain a victory tonight as he continues to electrify the NXT universe here at Full Sail.
Time for a little fiesta out here. Okay.
This big monster from Denver, Colorado is a beast, and No Way Jose knows it firsthand. Take a look at No Way Jose's face. He looks concerned, and rightly so.
Man, he should be. You know what? I got nothing but love for my man No Way Jose, but on this one right here, I'd probably take a pass on this one if I was No Way Jose.
Sullivan, a big man with a big vocabulary. In a recent tweet, he channeled his inner Nick Bockwinkel, saying he may be belligerent amongst other things, but he will never be considered pusillanimous. And No Way Jose, right away going on the attack.
Give Jose his dues. He's bringing it to Lars Sullivan like he did before. He's going to have to, because Sullivan is almost unstoppable.
That was the smartest thing No Way could do.
Strategy for No Way Jose, although already Sullivan turning the tables momentarily. But Jose with that stick and move. Oh, and
he's still on his feet. I can't believe Lars Sullivan.
Sullivan, just driving the knee into the rib cage of No Way Jose.
Who doesn't go down after a crossbody?
And Lars Sullivan just dispatches No Way Jose like yesterday's garbage, and Sullivan continues his streak of sinister behavior, and it's while it's impressive, it is incredibly scary, Nigel.
Makes me glad I retired. Absolutely unmerciful on Jose.
This is getting ugly.
Well, I guess we're bearing witness to the fact that Lars Sullivan isn't pusillanimous, Nigel.
I'll have to look that one up, mate.
Well, No Way Jose has to look up, because here comes the runaway train, Lars Sullivan.
Jose can barely stand. He can't. What a physical decimation at the hands of Lars Sullivan.
While No Way Jose is known for the conga line, the fiesta, getting the NXT universe in a party mood, he's an up-and-coming NXT superstar, and personally, right now, it's all one-way traffic in favor of Lars Sullivan.
Oh, without a doubt, I think the scariest part about it is I'm not sure if No Way Jose can do anything about it.
Well, the NXT universe trying to will him back into this match. Oh, but all it takes is one well-placed knee to the midsection for Sullivan to regain control. That's one way to try to take the big man off his feet. The rear chin lock employed by No Way Jose.
That's right, restrict that blood flow to the brain. Take his air supply from him.
Man, Nigel, it appears Sullivan always one step ahead of No Way Jose.
Well, he's smart. He's not just strong and powerful. I think he's intelligent too.
Well, they're the educated hands of No Way Jose, and yet Sullivan still in a upright position.
Oh my word!
Oh no! Explosive shoulder tackle off the ropes by Sullivan. And don't tell me King Kong's gonna ascend to the top of the Empire State Building.
Come on.
He can fly too.
Lars Sullivan, diving headbutt. Another weapon in the ever-increasing arsenal of the one-man wrecking crew, Lars Sullivan with the slam. And Lars Sullivan has just vanquished No Way Jose. Wow!
Your winner, Lars Sullivan.
Absolutely dominant, impressive, frightening. Who can stand up to Lars Sullivan? Let's take a look here. Jose coming off the ropes, but instead running through the clothesline and a huge tackle from Sullivan.
And then look at this. We've seen Harley Race and the Dynamite Kid in the past, but Lars Sullivan?
A diving headbutt with perhaps the biggest head in NXT. And then just driving the 6'4" El Hombre Remenge down for the 3 counts.
Hey fellas, I learned a valuable lesson tonight. If you got a match with Lars Sullivan, don't show up.
Lars Sullivan with an impressive show of force again here tonight as he walks away victorious against No Way Jose. But coming up, there you see Tyler Bate and Trent Seven making their way to ringside for our main event. 2 of the UK's most impressive exports will do battle with a team of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly for the first time ever. And with Adam Cole by their side, what will Fish and O'Reilly have in store for Bate and Seven? We'll find out in tonight's main event next.
Welcome back. As we heard earlier tonight, Roderick Strong will receive an opportunity for the NXT Championship in 2 weeks when he does battle with Drew McIntyre. For the first time since capturing the title at TakeOver Brooklyn, McIntyre defends the NXT Championship against the game Roderick Strong.
Social media has been buzzing about this tag team match featuring the former WWE United Kingdom champion Tyler Bate.
Well, this young man from Dudley, England, one half of Moustache Mountain, as they like to call it, and his tag team partner about to make his way out here now.
He's the Don Trent Seven, the guy who originally trained Tyler Bate.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 391 pounds, the team of Trent Seven and Tyler Bate.
And I'm sure Bate and Seven would love to one day reach the summit of the NXT Tag Team Mountain, the members of Mustache Mountain person.
That's right. Keep in mind, Trent Seven, the king of British strong style, originated in Birmingham, England, adopted that Attack Pro Fight Club Pro style.
Birmingham is how they pronounce it in the UK.
Oh, my apologies, my friend.
No worries.
Well, let's not forget what this match is about. Last week, Fish, O'Reilly and Adam Cole came out and attacked Wolfgang, which led to Seven and Bate coming out to save. And the setting up of this match for this week.
Shock the system.
And while Bate and Seven have been successful as a tag team, this unit, one of the most formidable tag teams to enter NXT, and boy, have they made their presence felt with Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly.
And their opponents, accompanied to the ring by Adam Cole, at a combined weight of 397 pounds, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish.
7 and Bate now say, you know what, let's fight under the rules of NXT in this tag team match.
You're exactly right. O'Reilly and Fish can cause a lot of chaos when they blindside people, but I'm anxious to see what they can get done when it's a fair fight, a sanctioned fight.
This is what we have here now, a fair fight. Last week, as I said, they attacked Wolfgang.
What about the behavior of Pete Dunne, the United Kingdom champion? Left Wolfgang to the wolves.
Cold-blooded.
So Kyle O'Reilly, Tyler Bate, much anticipated tag team match underway.
Great grappling background from O'Reilly.
All the styles match up. You know, they say styles make fights. This one should be another instant classic here. Bate, just 20 years of age. One of only 2 teams to win a title under the WWE umbrella. Look at that drop kick by Tyler Bate. Just his 3rd year as a sports entertainer, trained tag made. Trent Seven with the violence carry.
Whoa! Yeah. Oh, innovative tag team offense right there.
Covered by Seven for a 1 count. O'Reilly, an 11-year veteran, cites Bret Hart, Toshiaki Kawada, Hoist Gracie, and Muhammad Ali as his role models. Makes the tag to Bobby Fish.
Was he going to think about flying? Oh. This could be a mistake.
Kyle O'Reilly wants to ensure that it's a mistake. Referee admonishing O'Reilly. Oh, and Fish takes the opportunity and just bulldozes Seven.
Smart from Bobby Fish. O'Reilly set up that opportunity.
Muay Thai knee strikes by Fish. Snapmare.
Outside, inside.
Oh.
Rolling senton, lands it.
The comical senton there by Bobby Fish, a 15-year vet. Plenty of experience. Adam Cole shouting instructions from ringside.
Ooh. Those knees just driving all the air out of Trent Seven's lungs.
Snap! Double suplex by O'Reilly and Fish. O'Reilly with a crossface cover for a 2.
I think you touched on it, Nigel. Bobby Fish and O'Reilly have a lot of experience together, but now teaming up with Adam Cole, they're looking to do the same thing here at NXT.
Both teams have been champions in other organizations, but both would love to taste NXT Tag Team Gold as O'Reilly and Fish continue to work in stereo on Trent Seven. Fish, the legal man, back press, hooks a leg, and Seven powers out. Cole, O'Reilly, and Fish, the talk of the internet, and what impact they've already made here in NXT, and what impact that chop will make on the chest of Bobby Fish.
Just couldn't get past Fish for the tag, though. Again, he tries. Fish not letting him.
Oh! One step ahead was Trent Seven as he planted Bobby Fish like a palm tree in the Sunshine State.
And we all know this is just as mental as it is physical.
Tag made, in comes Kyle O'Reilly, and O'Reilly, again, cerebral, wiping out Tyler Bate, ensuring that he's unable to make the tag, but Trent Seven responds with a knife-edge chop.
Look at that, though, double leg, sweeps over so he couldn't get the guard.
The palm strike.
Strikes looking for the cross arm breaker. A grappling guru is Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh, yeah.
A nice escape by Trent Seven. Foot on the bottom rope, or under the bottom rope, but still forces the referee to call for the break.
This is one of the special...
Oh, Adam Cole.
Whoa!
Bobby Fish just wiped out Trent Seven. Can Seven and Bate recover?
Find what fits you at WWEshop.com.
John Cena said, I came here for one man, and that man is Roman Reigns.
You are exactly who I was looking for. A cheap, corporately created John Cena bootleg. He ain't the guy. Dude, you're just a guy.
You bury as much young talent as you can. You can't bury me, John. Why would I want to lessen myself to be the next John Cena when I can be the one and only Roman Reigns?
The two most polarizing figures in WWE.
There's only one rule. Step up or step aside.
I'm selling the tickets that you haven't sold in 5 years. WWE can make it without you.
You ain't got it in your homes. No Mercy's gonna be a cakewalk.
Experienced tag teams going to war here on NXT, and Bobby Fish now with the crossface cover on Trent Seven for a 2 count.
Fish and O'Reilly have pushed the advantage we saw before the commercial break. Adam Cole getting up on the apron, giving Bobby Fish the opportunity to take the advantage. This is going to happen time and time again.
Highly anticipated tag team match. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly with Adam Cole on the outside against Trent Seven and Tyler Bate. And Seven looking to run over Bobby Fish. Fish with a duck under fireman's carry. Seven escapes. Oh, and that's a short arm clothesline from Hades.
7-star lariat from Trent Seven. He got all of it.
Adam Cole just over there pleading with Bobby Fish to get up, get to his feet. The only thing this crew has on their mind is making an impact.
Yeah, Cole, O'Reilly, and Fish running roughshod, but only when opportunity presents itself, and Bate taking advantage of that opportunity on O'Reilly, exploding out of the corner with a European uppercut.
And let's remember, Bate has been on the apron for most of this match. Has a lot of energy.
Look at the power.
Deadlifting Kyle O'Reilly with the waistlock. Standing switch by O'Reilly. Nice backdoor escape by Bate. Oh, and then he eats a back elbow from O'Reilly. Wow, incredibly impressive.
Hold on, O'Reilly got mid-ass.
What strength!
Unbelievable strength. Unbelievable athleticism. Unbelievable shooting star press by Tyler Bate. And Fish rescues his partner O'Reilly.
But Trent Seven in straight away to pitch Fish to the outside. And now they're going to double up on O'Reilly.
So on an even playing field, Tyler Bate and Trent Seven potentially putting away Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh, that was close.
What a pinning predicament there.
Beautiful folding press. And now mustache mounted.
Oh! Tope Suicida through the middle and the bottom rope by Seven. Oh, and looking for that tiger bomb. Now the guillotine with the body scissors by O'Reilly.
Look at the talk. Look how aggressive.
This is one of the special things about Kyle O'Reilly. He actually sets you up. He plans his attacks that way.
Oh, look at the talk. Look at the way he changed the direction of that. That puts more pressure on the carotid artery. And if Bate doesn't tap out soon...
Tyler Bate willing himself to release the pressure of this guillotine, but O'Reilly has it in.
Oh, no!
Fish takes out Trent Seven, and Fish just took out Tyler Bate.
My goodness!
Roundhouse kick, vertical suplex by O'Reilly and Fish. O'Reilly rolls over Bate. Oh, and Bate just makes the bottom rope.
Barely.
Wow.
great awareness.
What an effort. That was close.
Situational awareness by Tyler Bate, just 20 years of age, already a former and already the first WWE United Kingdom champion.
Thought about it a second
And
time.
just rammed O'Reilly into Fish, giving him an opportunity to make the tag of Trent Seven.
7 in now. Gritty and determined.
Wow, Seven and Bate acquitting themselves well against one of the top tag teams in the world. Reversal by O'Reilly. Oh, and O'Reilly now looking for that cross-arm breaker.
Time for the flying armbar.
Trent's got his hands together.
Look at the way he's pushing. He's crossing his legs and pushing with the right arm to free the left arm.
Kyle O'Reilly's so special. You think you're going for
got
it,
it.
he'll take it away from you.
Trent Seven.
Doesn't have it fully extended though.
And Seven escapes. Wow.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, and Achilles tendon holding. Again, Bobby Fish in. Oh, and Adam Cole just wiped out Tyler Bate.
Adam Cole, baby.
Oh, Trent Seven's in trouble.
The tag made Bobby Fish now the legal man in the ring.
Oh, come on.
Oh! Roundhouse kicks in stereo. Sleeper hold by O'Reilly.
High and low.
Total elimination there as we get Bobby Fish picking up the win and an impressive victory for Fish and O'Reilly.
Winners,
But a hard-fought one.
Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish.
Fish and O'Reilly was certainly tested.
Wow.
But let's be honest, it was the help from Adam Cole on the outside that made all the difference and why this man is a difference maker in NXT.
Adam Cole always rolling in the group. That's how he does. Always getting people to do his dirty work for him.
So this trio continues to wreak havoc on the NXT roster with O'Reilly and Fish picking up this impressive tag team victory.
Well, this is how they did it, and I mentioned earlier before, Adam Cole pulling off the ropes. But here in the center, Seven was all good for done at this point. Picks him up, total elimination, high and low at the same time, making Trent Seven land high on his shoulders, the back of his head.
This trio standing tall in the center. Wait!
Oh!
NXT champion Drew McIntyre. He has more than just a bone to pick with these three individuals. They short-circuited his celebration, what was to be the biggest moment of his career when he won the NXT championship at TakeOver Brooklyn 3.
Not tonight, though. Fish, O'Reilly, and Cole are smart. They're going to pick their shots on their time.
War of words continues between the NXT champion Drew McIntyre and this opportunistic triumvirate.
Adam Cole and O'Reilly.
What?
Oh my God, it's the NXT Tag Team Champions. Adam Cole doesn't know they're here, and now he does. The NXT Tag Team Champions looking for a little revenge. Sanity wants its pound of flesh, and they are now laying waste to Cole, O'Reilly, and Fish.
Oh, man.
Run for your lives, boys.
What goes around comes around.
It looks like O'Reilly, Cole, and Fish getting a measure of comeuppance.
This is breaking down all over the arena. They're down by us, guys.
Chaos here at the Full Sail Arena.
Fish, O'Reilly, and Cole hightailing it out of the arena.
And it's the NXT champion Drew McIntyre and the NXT Tag Team Champions Insanity standing tall.